Hi, this is HSifTac back with another knife review. Actually, we're going to do an unboxing of the Great Eastern Cutlery number 71 in the Nifebrite Acrylic. So basically it glows in the dark, and I've got Gamer Bros with me here.
Hi.
Helping me do the video camera work. Right now I just can't run the cameras and stuff. They're going to help me do this knife review. And let me remind all of my subscribers, safety first. Safety awareness first eliminates tragedy yearly. So safety first, boys. Let's go ahead and open up this package.
Okay.
From the, we got this from the Old 100 Collectibles. And we just got it in the mail today. So let's keep the package down like that.
Open it.
Let me go ahead and open this up. Okay. It's pretty good. Let's go ahead and pull that tube out there. We'll show the cameraman our tube. So the Great Eastern Cutlery, they send their knives in a tube like so. And you boys be careful with these knives. They can be sharp. Okay, you can see sometimes the edges on them are mirror polished, so it's very important. This is the number 15. I've already did a review of this knife. May do another review of it because it is a very good knife. Let's go ahead and pop this tube off. Alright. Comes in some wax paper. Always like how they do their packaging. And look at that knife, boys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's how Great Eastern Cutlery sends their knife, and that's what it, you know, sight unseen, that's exactly what it looked like when it comes to my house. Perfect in every way. I can already tell you that this knife is just fantastically finished. So look at those back springs, how well they're cut right there. Alright, nice and smooth all the way up. Look how nicely cut those back springs are. No gaps. Nice and smooth transitions on all the pins and the rivets. Very nice. Take a look at that blade centering. Perfect. Perfect blade centering. Let's take a look at the spring tension on this knife. Nice half stop. Flush. Oh, good snap, walk and talk. Just take a look. No slop in the blade. That's just fantastic. That's just a fantastic knife. So this is basically what they call their bullnose. And let's turn off the lights real quick, see if it glows. That was one of the parts I really wanted, was that Nifebrite Acrylic. Can we see it glowing in there?
A tiny bit.
Tiny bit, huh? So it does glow, so that means if it's going to kick the lights back on. And so that means if you lost it out there and it was kind of dark, you might be able to find this knife again. It has a lanyard hole in the back. This is just fantastic. I am very happy with this knife. This will be my everyday carry on the days that I'm not carrying my boy's knife with the secondary clip blade, or I mean pin blade on it. That's like a Barlow style knife, and this is more like just a do everything blade. Perfect size for your hands. Nice shape, good point. Let's compare it size wise to some items. Wait a minute. We'll compare it to the case sod buster. You'll notice there's no half stop in the case sod buster. Handle's quite thick compared to the Great Eastern Cutlery model. Could be good or bad, just depends on your preferences. I don't really knock the case. This is a good tight knife. It's not as well fit and finished as the Great Eastern Cutlery. You see on the back springs there. One thing I really dislike about the case knife is that the blade will patina on their CV or chrome vanadium models, but then they put a stainless steel liner in. So you have this you know, darkened look and then a shiny look, where Great Eastern Cutlery will turn dark all the way down the spine because it's all high carbon steel. Really like that about them. I really like their point. You'll see here that this point here is a little bit more rounded than, say, Great Eastern Cutlery's. I like that. I like the point on them. And I love the half stop. It's a safety feature so that the blade won't come down on your fingers if it would go to close. And when closing the knife, the spring is a little bit tighter. I'd say quite a bit tighter in this Great Eastern Cutlery knife than it is in this case. But the case knife does have good spring tension, don't get me wrong. That's pretty good. And for as cheap as the case knife is, still American made, it's fantastic. But I just wanted to do a size comparison, so don't mean to ramble, let's compare it to the case Sodbuster. You'll see that the Great Eastern Cutlery is a little bit longer. Let's see if we can show that on the camera. Looks like everything that case does, Great Eastern Cutlery just has to beef it up a little bit more and just, you know, be better at it. Let's take a look at the how thick the blades are. And I would say that they're about the same. GEC is just a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, and feels a little bit better in the hand. I really like that. Now you can get an upgraded model of the Sodbuster, which I've got here, and it is the bone model from Case. Now this one here, the blade centering ain't so good on it, but I'm not going to knock it too bad. This is a user knife. I use all my knives. Pretty good fit and finish. I really like the Sodbusters. Love the Case company. But my favorite new company is Great Eastern Cutlery because they just, right from the box, always get everything right. And you can see the comparison here. This one is just slightly thicker than their bone handled model, but not as thick as their Delrin model. So I think it's about the perfect size, and it's going to be the same size that way too. So let's compare the 71, the Great Eastern Cutlery, to some other knives that you may have to compare it with. Let's compare it with the number 22 Magnum. That's basically GEC's beefed up peanut with the half stops in Coca-Cola wood. We'll have to do a review on that one day. But you can see the size comparison there. It's quite a bit bigger than the peanut or the number 22 from Great Eastern Cutlery. So you want to get some nice tight top-down shots. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, let's compare it to, I don't know, let's do a number 73 Scout model from Great Eastern Cutlery. What a wonderful knife. I'd originally bought this one because I couldn't find a 71. And they're probably going to be comparable in size there. This one here has so the 71 might be slight, I mean just a touch slight thicker, which isn't bad at all. About the same size though. I would say almost near identical. In fact, the blades look pretty close. This one here is a little more pointier. Definitely like both of these knives. Both of them are my new Sodbusters. I have the old Sodbuster, you know, from Case, which I would still use. Fantastic. No wobble. You know, nice fit and finish. Nice knife. I really like it. And for the price I paid, this was probably about $40 some, maybe 42, something like that. This one here was $58, and that's with the shipping. So it's about a $10 or $12 price difference, but I definitely like the fact that the high carbon steel goes all the way down the blade, the spine. This one here, Case's chrome vanadium, is known as 1065 high carbon. Okay, this one here is 1095 high carbon. So it's a little bit higher in carbon content, and it should get a little sharper, should hold that edge retention a little bit better. So it's a little bit better still, and you are paying an extra $10 for it. But also, I mean, the fit and finish are flawless on these knives, and the springs do feel better, and it also has a half stop. Now, some people don't like half stops, but as you know, I'm a big safety fan. You've got to be careful that you don't get your fingers in here when you're closing these knives, especially with Great Eastern Cutlery, because they are gators. You can listen to that snap. Let's watch that half stop go up in position. That goes with authority. I mean, that tells you that you got a great pocket knife. So I really like that. This one here is also a gator. I would say it's about a 6, maybe a 7. Not a nail breaker, but definitely has authority in the opening and closing walk and talk. Very beautiful brown box jig bone on this 73 Scout from the Titty line. Let's compare it to a Mario plush toy. You all might have one of those. So we will compare the size to that. And as you can see, the Great Eastern Cutlery is about the same length, but a lot skinnier than the Mario toy. Okay, so your mileage may vary a little bit, but as you can see, there is a size comparison there. Let's take a look at the Ruger LC9S, the S meaning the striker model for 9mm. Let's go ahead and do a size comparison with it also. You can see here that in the open position that the knife is a little bit longer than the gun. Now, thickness wise, I'd say that LC9 is going to be a little bit thicker. Yeah, I think it is. But like I said, it's shorter at the tip. In the closed position, we'll take a look closed position. We'll compare it to the magazine of the LC9. So as you can see there, they're about the same size, except that the magazine's just a little bit fatter. So we'll just try a bullet. Most of you will have a 9mm bullet laying around, so we'll compare it to a 9mm bullet. And as you can see, the knife in the closed position is quite a bit bigger, but I'm sure it will bury in your pocket okay. Yeah, so I'm going to finish this review by showing you what it looks like if the knife was under the bed and you were looking for it. As you can see, it's very dark under the bed, and yet the knife, you can see it very well under there. It's glowing pretty good in the dark. So that Nifebrite Acrylic, I highly recommend it. It feels fantastic. Let's go bring it in here. Bring it. Keep recording. I'll just walk with you. Yeah, it feels great. It kind of feels like the Delrin, to tell you the truth. This yellow Delrin, it feels about the same to me. I wouldn't call it soft. Kind of like a hard plastic. It might be slightly softer than that Delrin. I don't know. There's some sharp corners kind of like on that Delrin a little bit. I wouldn't call them sharp, but they're edgy. Where all these are nice and soft and smooth. I am well pleased with this knife. What a great value for everyday carry. It says Bullnose on it right there. Got a picture of a bull. Just absolutely fantastic. I mean, what a perfect knife. Not that I don't like the case sod busters, because I do. They don't have the half stops, and they got that stainless steel back spring. But ultimately in the hand, this is perfect. This is probably just a tiny too skinny, and this one here is a tiny too fat, to be honest with you, in my opinion. The blades are a little short but I guess the handle's a little shorter too, so take that for what it is. But ultimately, I do think that this, if there was a perfect sod buster, this is it right here. This is just the perfect sod buster. This is the way they should be made. This is the way they are being made by Great Eastern Cutlery. And I highly recommend them to anybody watching the channel or any of my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. And hopefully we'll get to talk in the next video. So talk to you later. Bye from H Siftac and bye from Gamer Bros.
Bye.